to show it a little later. Okay, so we're going to start Ludwig, and let me tell you that the first unit that we're going to see is that we're going to be using a different book on this level, on level 13. And the book, in case you don't know which one is it, it's really simple. Let me show it to you. Its name is this one. It's Interchange 5th edition 3A. You are going to be using this exact same book, okay? It's the green color, and in the case that you want to know, it's going to be sold on, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be sold on Tuesday. So tomorrow, let me show it to you. From tomorrow, from 3 to 6, that is the time that it's going to be sold. So this is the one that you are seeing on the screen right now. But let me change, and let me go back to the unit 1, and we're going to start with what we have today. So the name of the unit, that's my kind of friend. That's the name of the unit and the first unit for level 13. And I want you to tell me, look, what do you see on the screen right now? What do you see about these people? What do you think about them? Any ideas?
For what?
Any ideas about these people? Do you think that are these people friendly? What characteristics they have? What do you notice that it's interesting about them?
I think that the men that have the black and white shirt have a lot of pain.
Has a lot of pain, right? Because he's carrying a cactus, and probably he's, you know, getting himself spiked with the cactus. But what about this one? What about this woman that you see over there? The one that is wearing green and has a broccoli on her head?
That love the vegetables.
Does she love vegetables?
Yeah.
Maybe. Good job. And what about these ones? These other girls that you see at the bottom. And one has
the short hair. I think that is a
famous person. What gives you that is a famous person?
Because of the
the clothing, the style.
The clothing and the style.
Okay, excellent. And you might be right. We don't know. And we have other people as well that are kind of normal. And you notice some of the things, that's my kind of friend, right? And when you see these, you see people that are totally different. You see people that have different personalities, people that may have different interests. Like for example, this guy over here, he may be into cactus. We don't know. This person over here, she may be famous, as you mentioned, or she may be somebody that is really, really cool. This girl, he may like the vegetables, and they have different personalities. So all of us, sorry, we have different personalities and characteristics. But for example, if you were to describe as a person, what characteristics would you give about yourself? Like, are you friendly? Are you intelligent? Are you somebody who's serious? What characteristics do you identify with?
The expression of the face.
The expression of the face,
and
okay.
The style that they have.
They have, okay. So which one do you think that could be your friend? If you were to say, okay, that guy or that girl over there could be my friend.
The boy with the headphones.
Why the boy with the headphones?
I think that it's a normal person and it's cool.
He's a normal person? Cool. And you know that when we talk about personalities, we're talking about different characteristics that people have, either in behavior, either in physical characteristics, and many others. But right now, we're going to watch a video in which we will see the 5 most or the 5 biggest personality types that exist. We're going to see it, we're going to pay attention to it, and after that, we're going to discuss it. So we're going to analyze what are the different types of personalities that exist, and we're going to see if we fit on each of those types. Let's go ahead and let me show it to you. Just give me a second. There we go. So now we're going to watch this video. There we go. So we have 5 personality traits that we normally use. If you want, I would recommend you to please have in your notebook, write like the characteristic of the personality type and the name next to it. So we can have a little bit to determine after that. Okay?
Okay, wait me.
Okay, perfect. I wait for you.
Okay.
Okay, let's start watching and then we will discuss together. Just give me a second because I think that I didn't share the audio. Let me try again. Okay, there we go. You should be able to listen now.
With 5 main characteristics: open, conscientious, extrovert, agreeable, neurotic. Each of us varies in how much of each trait is shown in our personality. In order to understand what each trait really means, let's look at these 5 characters and how they cope after they wreck their boat and are stranded on an island in the middle of the ocean. Open Odalia is excited and interested in exploring this beautiful island. The exotic nature inspires her. She has collected stones, shells, and blossoms to decorate the entrance of the bamboo hut that she built for everyone. She feels this is an opportunity to learn so many new things. Claire is conscientious. She is not excited. She is concerned about the seriousness of the situation. She is glad she saved the survival kit from their ship. As usual, she is prepared and starts the crucial tasks right away. She feels that it is her duty to organize everyone and make sure that they will start looking for the things they need for survival: fresh water and food. Extrovert Emile is thrilled because they all survived. He feels a strong need to talk and share his happiness. He gathers everyone to celebrate their survival and to tell them about his plan to explore the island together. Agreeable Albert is kind by nature, and despite being tired and thirsty, his main concern is Nora. He offers her a drink from his coconut. The others know that he usually agrees to everything and are not shy to ask for his help. Nora is neurotic and easily stressed. She has a total breakdown. She sits down on the beach and cries. How are they ever going to get away from this island? To her, the ocean around them looks endless. Nature looks dark and dangerous. She feels completely lost. After 8 weeks, 2 ships appear on the horizon. Everyone gets excited. Emile has the idea to make a fire. He calls the others to help. Claire immediately starts to work. Albert brings more wood. Odalia is holding up her beautifully arranged SOS sign, while Nora screams desperately for help. Little do they know who is sailing on these ships. The first ship carries a group of psychologists who have been traveling the ocean since the 1980s. They are investigating the Big 5 personality traits, which is also known as the 5-factor or ocean model. The captain, Louis Goldberg, coined the term Big 5. He is thrilled when he sees the 5 friends at the beach, each one matching exactly one trait: open, conscientious, extrovert, agreeable, neurotic. Though he decides not to stop the boat. As a scientist, he prefers to watch from afar. On the other ship are 5 pirates, all possessing the exact opposite traits of our friends. Let's see if you can recognize them. Pirate 1 is emotionally stable and very relaxed. When she sees the survivors on the beach, she says, "We could help them." Pirate 2 immediately gets angry with her. He is not listening to anyone and is not willing to change his plans in order to help some strangers on an island. Pirate 3 thinks this is a complex situation. He thinks that all possible outcomes need to be considered. He feels the need to be alone and think. Pirate 4 doesn't care. He's busy looking for the keys to his treasure chest, which is lost again. The captain is not open to any new experiences. He ends all discussions when he says, "Our boat won't stop." What do you think about the Big 5? Do you recognize your own personality in some of the traits? Or do you think this theory is flawed, as we cannot describe an entire personality in 5 parameters? If you watch this in class and you are not sure which traits you have, Pick a friend and describe each other. Many of us are bad at describing ourselves, so an outside perspective is often helpful.
Okay, so we have stopped watching look over here. We have watched the video once. So I just want to know, tell me, what do you remember about the 5 personality traits? Which ones do you remember that were mentioned in the video?
That I remember is the and maybe things that have a one of the five. What is the
Pirates?
yeah?
Okay, so can you tell me which one is it? So if you remember, there are 5 personality traits. One of them is open, the other one is conscientious, the next one is extrovert, one is agreeable, and the last one is neurotic. Neurotic. So if you remember, like when you are somebody that's open, that means that you see every opportunity that you have as something good. Like
It's interesting.
It's interesting, right? Like would you consider yourself an open person? That everything that you see, it's interesting to you, or it's a new opportunity?
Yeah,
You are?
I think that I open.
You think that you're open. Why do you think that?
I love because I love to try another things,
Okay.
like another food, another experience.
Okay, you like to try new things, so you may be an open person. Now let's talk about the conscientious. What do you remember about the conscientious personality?
I remember that she is excited and she's prepared to any situation.
Okay, she's prepared to any situation, right? Like she's thinking and she's being cautious and she's being organized. Like she will need food, she will need water, she will need a place to stay, and many, many other things that they think about. Like normally the conscientious people are the ones that are always organizing everything. So do you think that you are more open or more conscientious?
I don't know.
You don't know, okay? What about the next one? We have an extrovert. What do you understand by an extrovert?
That is that it's too happy.
Okay, it's a happy person, yes. And an extrovert as well is a person that wants to have friends with everybody, or wants to be friends with everybody. That it's always, you know, talking to people. It's always getting together with friends and many other things that this person is doing. What about the agreeable personality?
I think that it's fun and told a lot of chistes.
Yeah, the extrovert person takes a lot of jokes. Great.
Yeah, jobs.
And what about the agreeable one?
I think that it's the best type of friend that I wanted.
Okay, that's the best type of friend that you want, because you want somebody that is always saying, yes, I will help you, of course, I will be there. Like that's the agreeable person. The agreeable person
Yes.
is somebody who wants to help others and it's always there to help no matter what. And finally, we have the neurotic, right? What's the neurotic? Do you remember?
It's express. She's expressed or is expressed. Is depressed. It's too bad. It's too sad. See the word that is the bad thing in the that God created.
Okay.
Have a bad tiene un I don't know what is the phrase.
About temper.
A bad temper.
Okay.
Un mala autoestima.
A low self-esteem.
I love something.
Excellent, Ludwig. So you see over here that we have 5, and supposedly, according to the video, most of us fit on one of these categories. So supposedly, pertenecemos a una de esas categorías. So in your opinion, which of the 5 of them do you think that represents you? Like, which one are you? Are you the open? Are you the conscientious? Are you the extrovert? Are you the agreeable?
I think that I the open and the agreeable.
Open and agreeable. Because you are open to new opportunities and you like to help people.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So that's something really important to know, you know, because when you see those characteristics in a person, you can define if they can be your friends or if they cannot be your friends. But in order to describe a little bit more people, to talk about their characteristics and how they behave, not only we have that vocabulary, but let me show you what other vocabulary are we going to see. So we were talking about people, right? There are the 5 big characteristics of people. But now let's talk about the following vocabulary. So we already watched this and we're going to talk about personality traits. So personality traits, what are they? They are basically just the characteristics that a person has, either on their personality or either on their physical appearance. Like, okay, you may say that person is so serious because he or she never smiles. Or you can say that girl is too, you know, aggressive because she's angry all the time. But let's focus on the following characteristics and let's see what we understand from them. The first one is, let me show you, where is my marker? There we go. We're going to go one by one, okay? So if you have any issues to understand any, let me know so I can explain it to you. So the first one is easygoing, okay? And easygoing is someone, as you see over here, who doesn't worry much or doesn't get angry easily, right? It's a person that is always relaxed, never gets angry no matter what. It's always having a good time. That's an easygoing person.
Like a hippie.
It's similar like a hippie, but it's probably you have a friend that is somebody that is never worried about anything. It's just, okay, everything's fine. Everything's going to be great. Don't you worry, Ludwig. Everything's going to be great. That's an easygoing person. A person that doesn't worry about anything. No se preocupa de nada. De nada, de nada. Then we have the opposite, that it's an egotistical person. An egotistical person is somebody who believes.
Like egoísta.
It's different. It's different. An egotistical person is when you believe that you are the best. Okay? Like you are the best and you don't need anybody else because nobody is like you and that you are almost...
Fresa.
No, es como decirlo en español, alguien orgulloso. Alguien se cree mejor que los demás, engreído es la palabra. Alguien engreído que piensa que todo lo que él hace es lo mejor, que no hay nadie superior a él, que o ella es la mejor en todo. So that's an egotistical person. That they believe that they are the best. Like we have over here. Someone who has a high opinion of his or himself. So when you have a high opinion of yourself, that means that you believe that you are the best in everything and nothing and nobody compares to you. Then we have somebody that is inflexible, okay? And the definition is someone who doesn't change easily or is stubborn. So inflexible, it will be another word to say in Spanish that somebody is necio, okay? When you are inflexible. You don't want to change your opinion and you say, what I think is true, and nobody can tell me otherwise. Nobody can convince me of a different opinion. That's what I believe. So then we have the next one that is a modest person, and a modest person is someone who doesn't brag about his or her accomplishment. The meaning of the word brag, that means that doesn't believe that he's better than the other. So a modest person is the opposite of an egotistical person. En pocas palabras, es una persona modesta, una persona humilde, que no se cree mejor que los demás, sino que piensa que es alguien más normal y no tiene ninguna característica superior. Okay. Then we have the next one that is an outgoing person, okay? An outgoing person. And what's an outgoing person? It's somebody who enjoys being with other people, okay? Somebody who enjoys being with other people. So when you're outgoing, you are similar to the extrovert in the video, that you like talking to people and you like going out with friends and you like, you know, having a good time, telling jokes, enjoying life. So we can describe people like this. Like I can say like, you know, Ludwig is easygoing because he never worries about anything. Or we can say, you know, Leticia is somebody that's egotistical because she's only thinks that she's the best person. Or we can say like, You know, maybe Leticia is modest, right? She doesn't brag about the things that she do, etc. And inflexible, that it means that it's a person that is not flexible at all in her opinion or whatever. An outgoing person is somebody who likes to have fun. Let's try to do some examples together and let's see how we can use it in some sentence, okay? We have some other vocabulary as well, but let's focus on, let's go by pieces. Okay, let's see, let me show you this. Okay, here we are. So we were talking about like easygoing, modest, somebody that is egotistic, etc. So Ludwig, let's create an example together. So in order to create an example, it's really easy. Okay, you are just going to just have a subject, the verb to be, and then you include any of the vocabulary that we have. I can tell it like this, like let's say Ramiro is easygoing because he never worries about anything. Going because he never worries about anything. He's just relaxed. He doesn't have any preoccupation in the world. Then we have the next one, and for the next one, we're going to use the word. Let's check it out. That is going to be the word egotistical. Ludwig, do you have any idea on how to create a sentence using the word egotistical?
Vegeta.
Okay, Vegeta. Yeah.
Vegeta is egotistical because he never accepts
Accepts. Excellent.
that Goku is better than he.
Okay, that Goku is better than him. Okay, excellent example, right? Like Vegeta is egotistical because he never accepts the truth. That Goku is stronger or better fighter than him. That's a really good example. Let's focus on the next one. And in the next one, we have the word inflexible. Inflexible. Look, do you know a person who is inflexible?
I don't understand the what is a flexible person.
Okay, let me give you an example. I will write this one for you. My mom, sorry, my mom is an inflexible person because she never changes her opinion, okay? She never changes her opinion. So, an inflexible person en Spanish sería alguien inflexible, alguien que no cambia su opinión o alguien que hasta cierto punto es obstinado o necio en algo. So you can say, my mom is an inflexible person because she never changes her opinion. So when my mom says for saying something, that she doesn't like something or she doesn't like a person, no matter what you tell her, no matter what reasons you give her, no matter what proof you show to her, she will never change her opinion. She will never like that person or she will never like that thing. Do you get it?
Yes,
Okay, so that's an inflexible person. Do you know somebody who's like that, who's inflexible?
my mom.
Your mom is inflexible. She never changes her opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
So you see, that's an inflexible person. Let's focus on the next one. And then we have somebody that's modest, okay? Can you give me an example with modest? Modest means humble. Alguien humilde, alguien modesto.
Mm, Daniel.
Okay?
Daniel is what is the person? What is the name?
Modest?
Is a modest person because he never
Never?
be or being
Never is?
he never is uh what I know is mm, is a person that that what is the that se la pica porque tiene un
Ah,
teléfono nuevo,
ever is a person that brags, okay?
that brags,
That brags. Brag significa picársela, creerse mejor que los demás. Good job. Great.
that brags.
That brags, right? And then we have the next one that is outgoing. Do you know somebody who's outgoing?
Mm, my brother.
Your brother. Your brother is outgoing.
Yeah,
So can you tell me why is he outgoing?
because
Because
he accept all the todas las propuestas,
all the proposals.
the proposals that other persons that he know are a good person, mm, ask he. If a person told, if a person ask or told he, uh, go with me with to a party, and my mom give me a permission, he go.
So he accepts every type of proposal. He never says no.
Yeah,
But does he have a lot of friends?
yes.
Why he's outgoing? But really,
It's a great agreeable person.
and it's agreeable as well, right? He never says no.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good job, Ludwig. Yeah, let's go ahead to where we were with the vocabulary. Let's see the last words, and we're going to see the structure. So we already saw those words, and we have some other personality traits as well. We have this characteristic that is stingy. And a stingy person is somebody who doesn't like to give money or to spend money. So when you're stingy, it's this. Like you are, like we say in Spanish, codo. Like you don't want to give money. Like you just think that you don't want to.
Tacaño.
Exactly. That is a stingy person. So a person that doesn't like to give money for any circumstance. When you have the word supportive, supportive means somebody who's helpful and encouraging. A supportive person is like somebody that you can count on in every time. Quiere decir alguien que siempre en quien podemos confiar porque siempre nos va a estar ahí ayudando. So that's a supportive person. Like your parents may be supportive. Like in everything that you do, they are there. They are encouraging you. They are giving you pieces of advice, etc. So that's a supportive person. Then somebody that is temperamental is someone who doesn't worry much or get angry easily. So it's a person that probably you never see him or her that will change his emotions or her emotions. He's always serious in everything and never gets, you will never see that person crying or having fun because he's temperamental. It's really, really a strong-minded person. O en pocas palabras, una persona que tiene mucho carácter, como decimos, que no se quiebra ante ninguna situación. And then we have somebody that is unreliable. And when you have a person who is unreliable, it means that it's someone who doesn't or do what she or he promised, or you cannot count on that person whatsoever. Okay? No podemos contar con esa persona, o es alguien que nunca hace lo que promete. That's an unreliable person. So have stingy, supportive, temperamental, and unreliable. Do you have any question about these words, Ludwig? Or do you understand all of them?
Yeah, the supportive.
Okay, supportive. Supportive is a person like, if I tell it to you in Spanish, sería como una persona que siempre nos brinda su soporte, siempre nos brinda su ayuda, que es alguien que siempre está ahí para ayudarnos, para motivarnos, está ahí para darnos consejos. That's a supportive person. That
Like
Mhm.
mom of the family.
Yeah, like your parents. Like your parents are always there to help you because they are supportive. That's
If you had a bad day,
Mhm.
your mom and uh, your mom make you to make a happy day.
Okay.
It's like that.
It's like that, exactly. Or like, for example, when you believe you cannot do something, like let's suppose that you want to play a sport, okay, and you want to get into a team, like let's say basketball. You want to play basketball, but you believe that you are not good enough to play basketball. But your mom is there and it tells you, Ludwig, you can do it, son. You are good at it. Just try it. Just keep on practicing, and you will achieve it. You will get what you want. So that's a supportive person. Somebody that is always there supporting you, encouraging you, que nos está animando, nos está...
Like a psychologist.
Not a psychologist, but a person, like a friend or a family member or anybody that you have that is always there motivating you, que siempre nos está motivando a cualquier cosa. It could be anybody. It could be your friend, it could be your brother, it could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be anybody. Like, for example, if you ask me, a supportive person that I have in my life is my grandfather. My grandfather is always there to support me in anything that I do. If I have a problem, he's always there to help me. If I, for example, I want to give up on doing something, he's always there to encourage me. That's the meaning of a supportive person. Okay, let's create some examples with them, and then we're going to see the structure. So the next word that we have was, let's see, stingy, right? Stingy, a person that is stingy, that doesn't like to give money or doesn't like to waste money. And I can say an example like this one, like Freddie is so stingy, okay? So stingy. He never wants to, now we're going to change it, because he never invites me for lunch, okay? He never invites me. So Fred is so stingy because he never invites me for lunch. So every time that we go for lunch, I ask Freddy, hey Freddy, can you invite me to lunch? Can you buy lunch for me? And then he says, no, I don't have money. That's too expensive, or that will never happen. En pocas palabras, Freddy nunca quiere invitar a nadie a comer because he's stingy. Then we have another example, and let's see, we're going to have number 7. And with number 7, we have the following that it says supportive. Let me show you an example of a supportive person. Let's say my father is really supportive with me because he always encourages me in everything. He always encourages me in everything. Quiere decir que mi papá es alguien que es bastante... Supportive doesn't have a meaning in Spanish, so it's kind of weird. Pero es alguien que siempre me brinda su soporte, su ayuda, porque siempre me está motivando en todo, en lo que sea. Let's see number 8, temperamental. Ludwig, do you understand the meaning of temperamental?
No.
You don't know. A temperamental person is a person that is really, really strong on his mind or her mind. Alguien que es bastante fuerte y que sin importar qué situación venga, si es que, digamos, se le muere un pariente, tiene un pariente en el hospital, pierde el trabajo. Es una persona que a pesar de esas situaciones nunca se pone triste, nunca se pone a llorar, siempre está buscando la manera de salir de eso. Alguien temperamental es eso, alguien que tiene la fuerza mental y de voluntad para ser alguien bastante fuerte en ese tipo de situaciones. Okay, you got it?
Yeah, that have a lot of that a person never make he sad or make he happy.
Exactly, that's a temperamental person. Somebody who's really, really strong on his temperament. Let me give you an example, and I can say, like, you know, my mother is so temperamental that she is never moved. If you don't know the meaning of the word move, that doesn't mean that she's moving. No significa que se está moviendo. But move quiere decir conmovida. Quiere decir que ella nunca se conmueve, ella nunca llora, nunca se pone triste. Siempre es una mujer bien fuerte. And finally, we have the last one, that is number 9. And for number 9, we have the word unreliable. Unreliable. Do you understand the meaning of unreliable, Ludwig?
No.
It's somebody that is like a friend that you can never count on. Like you invite him to hang out, to say something, and in the last minute he says, you know, Ludwig, I will not go. I don't have the time. I don't want to. Or this happened.
A person that make a lot of excuses.
That exactly, that makes a lot of excuses. That's an unreliable person. Or somebody that promises you something and at the end he doesn't accomplish his promise. Like he tells you, okay, Ludwig, I promise you that I will never tell anybody your secret that you just have told me. And then the first thing that I will do is tell somebody else. That's an unreliable person. Somebody that you cannot trust. Alguien en quien no se puede confiar en ninguna circunstancia. Like for example, we can say Gerardo. Gerardo is so unreliable because he always breaks his promises, okay? His promises. Gerardo is so unreliable because he always breaks his promises. Todas las promesas que Gerardo hace, todas las rompe. No es alguien de confiar, no es alguien en el que uno pueda tener confianza. Got it? Yes? Do you got it, Ludwig, or do you have any question?
I got it.
Perfect, excellent. So let's move on to the structure. Okay, we already saw the vocabulary, but we're going to see the structure as well. Let's check it out. And the structure is something that you have seen before. We are going to talk about the subject, the relative pronouns. We have already seen them. Do you remember the relative pronouns? We saw them in the previous level.
To describe persons.
Okay, we use it to describe people. What else?
An object.
An object, excellent.
Animals.
An animal. And many others, right? Like a place or something like that. And we are going to just a little bit of that topic, and we're going to see relative pronouns are words that are used to describe the characteristics or a specific person, animal, or object, as you see on the screen. And normally we are going to use these two. One of them is who, and the other one is that. Let me color it so you can see. Who and that. And they mean exactly the same. You can use who to talk about people, or you can use that to talk about a person or an object. You already know this stuff, so I'm just making a review. And there are two ways in which we're going to use the relative pronoun. Hay dos maneras. The first one, we're going to use the relative pronoun as a subject of the clause. And you may be asking yourself, what's the clause? It's just, let me show you. Where is it? It's this part of the sentence. This part over here. The part that starts with who, this is the clause. And what's a clause? You just have a subject and a verb, and that's it. Subject, verb, any complement, and that's it. So we are always going to use them as a subject of a clause when we have the following construction. So we can create sentences like this one to describe people using the relative pronouns. Like, for example, we are going to have the subject. In this example, we have the subject is I. Then you can choose the word either like or dislike, like I like. Then you can use the word people to describe people. I like people. Then you use the word who or that. Then we're going to have the verb and the complement. So you can say, I like people who are humble, or I like people who are agreeable, or I like people who are modest, and many other examples. Then we have Camila. Then we have another subject, dislikes. Dislike is another way to say I don't like. It's just another way to say that. Es otra manera de decir no me gusta. Dislike. Then we have the same word, people who are lazy, okay? Who are lazy. So Camila doesn't like people who are lazy. She likes people that likes to work, that are really responsible, that are not wasting time. We have the next one that is my uncle, okay? My uncle, that's the subject, doesn't like people that lie to others. A mi tío no le gusta la gente que le miente a otros. He doesn't like that. So over here, you see that we're using that, who, as a relative pronoun, and then you have the first one. Did you get it as far, or it's kind of confusing?
I understand.
Okay, perfect. If you have any question, let me know. And that's when we use them as a subject. Every time that we use the relative pronoun to describe a person or people, we are going to follow this structure. The subject, like or dislike, the word people, then who or that, then a verb and a complement. We're going to work on that just in a second. And we have another way to make them. So there are, we're going to use them as objects that is different as object of the clause when we have the following construction. We're going to have the subject, the verb, we're going to have the word someone, we're going to have what or who, another subject, another verb, and another complement. What is the difference? What is the difference over here? That the word who and that, if you notice, they are just here to join two ideas. ¿Okay? Solo están acá para juntar dos ideas. En la anterior eran el sujeto de esta parte y en esta juntan estas dos oraciones. Because I have subject verb and someone, the word someone, and I have subject verb and complement. Almost the same. So I can have, I want someone who I can have fun with. Someone who I can have fun with. So when you're using relative pronouns as an object, the difference is that instead of using the word people, you're going to use the word someone. And the other difference is that after the relative pronoun, you are going to have another subject if you're using it as an object. If you use it as a subject, you will not have another subject of it. But let's see. She likes someone that she can trust. Okay? A ella le gusta a alguien en quien pueda confiar. Mario doesn't like someone who he considers gullible. Mario no le gustan las personas que él considera gullible. Gullible significa, what was the meaning? Impresionable. That everything that you say to them, they believe it. They believe it's true. But let's see some examples, so maybe we can get it better. We can understand it. Let's try to make some sentences. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, we're going to get back to this and we're going to work on some sentences over here. Okay, we're going to copy the structure so we can go ahead. So this will be the relative pronouns. As such, okay, as such. We're going to understand it with more examples. And then we're going to have the relative pronouns. Let me face the other. Perfect. There we go. So in the first one, Ludwig, when we use it as a subject, remember we're going to follow that pattern. So Ludwig, I want you to think of a subject.
Rodrigo?
Okay, Rodrigo. Rodrigo, so what do you want to say about Rodrigo? That he likes or he doesn't like certain people?
Dislike?
He dislikes. Okay, what do we have next? The word people, right? He dislikes people. So, Ludwig, which are you going to use? Who or that?
Who? Who?
Okay, perfect. Now we need a verb. Which verb do you want to say about Rodrigo? Which action?
To eat.
Who is, okay? Who is. And for the complement, let's do something. Let's pick one of the words that we have from the vocabulary. We can pick between egotistical, easygoing, inflexible, modest, outgoing, stingy, supportive, temperamental, unreliable. Which one do you want?
To what?
Which characteristic do we get to Rodrigo? Like he doesn't like people who is what?
Depressive.
Okay, who is depressive? Excellent. He doesn't like people who is depressive because probably he's an extrovert and he's a really, he's a really outgoing person. Good job. Let's do another one. And we're going to do this one. Let's do it with a plural subject. Let's say Marta and Carlos, okay? Marta and Carlos. So Ludwig, when you're using Marta and Carlos, are you going to say like or likes? Or do not like?
Likes.
Why likes?
Because it's a plural.
But remember when we have a plural, we don't add the S. So we say, Marta and Carlos like. But when you have the singular, you add the S. Carl and Marta's like people, okay, people. And let's say that. Let's see. That. Now, what verb do you want to use, Ludwig?
Lie.
Okay, that lie, okay? That lie. So, Marta and Carlos like people that lie. They are really weird. Le agrada a la gente que puede mentir. But let's change it. To make it have more sense, let's say that they don't like people that lie. They don't like that kind of people. Ludwig, can you create an example on your own using any of the vocabulary that we have used? Either supportive, temperament, outgoing.
Dennis.
Dennis.
Like.
Likes. Remember?
People.
People.
That are available.
Reliable. Excellent. Dennis likes people that are reliable. Okay, so he likes people that he can count on, that in every time he can just, make sure that they are going to be there with him no matter what. Let's change the color of this so it's not so offensive, better. So we have done a couple of sentences with relative pronouns as subjects. So we're going to do some as objects as well. Let me show you an example. When you have to use them as objects, they are a little bit different. I told you why already. It's because they use another subject, but let's use it like that. Let's say Lester. I don't know who Lester is, but it's the first name that came to my mind. Lester, let's see, wants someone who is really, someone who he considers supportive, okay? Someone that he considers supportive. That is the following. Here I have these elements. I will try to move them so you can check it out. We have Lester wants someone who he considers supportive. Lester quiere a alguien que él considere su apoyo, o alguien que lo apoye. So if you notice over here, I have the subject, I have the verb, and I have the complement. And then I have the word who, but I can have that as well. And we're always going to follow that pattern, okay? Look, let's try to make one. Let's try to make one using the vocabulary and the structure. Let's follow it. Okay, can you give me an example following the structure?
Carlos.
Carlos, okay, perfect. Carlos.
Wants someone.
Wants someone, okay.
That.
That, perfect.
He
He
that he considers
considers.
are
He considers.
sorry teacher, my brother is playing.
Don't worry, don't worry.
That considers are
Maybe let's say modest.
yes.
Okay, somebody that he considers modest. Good job. Great, great example. Okay, and as well, you can do some examples like these ones. Let me show you one. Or let's see. Let's say Maria. Okay, Maria and Carla. Let's say Maria and Carla do not like someone who they find stingy. Oh no, no, they find, let's see, they find egotistical. Okay, egotistical. Okay, Maria and Carla do not like someone who they find egotistical. Who they find egotistical. If you say no, you not only have to use the word want, but you can also use don't like, doesn't like, dislike, etc. So Ludwig, I want to know if there isn't any question thus far. Is everything clear?
No teacher.
Perfect. So since you're the only one today, we're going to stop over here. We're going to stop some minutes earlier so you can rest a little bit. And I don't want to have you here more than enough time. And we covered everything since we were alone. Okay, so if we're going to stop right here. We are going to see each other again in another Zoom class on Wednesday and on Friday. Okay, this time we're going
to
because we have to run a little bit so we can catch up with the next group so you can join Teacher Nayeli, hopefully in 2 weeks from now. So we're going to stop right here. Have a nice afternoon, Ludwig, and we're going to see each other on Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Bye teacher, take care.